Hey Falcon fans, I'm Thomas Mott. Welcome to Atlanta Falcons Today. Before we jump into today's Week 4 overreaction video, some interesting trade stuff as well, which is really bizarre. We're going to get into that coming up here in just a second. We have a mailbag video later on this week. Every single week, if you're a subscriber, you know the drill. Go down below, #Falcons, ask any question you could possibly think of in your little brain. You know, Falcons question here, this, that. I'll probably answer it if you're a subscriber. Go down below and ask away right now. Here's your chance to jump in onto the show later on this week. All right, so it's a Tuesday. We normally do this here every single week on the channel. We're going to jump into our Falcons Week 4 overreactions, meaning we're going to go through some of the crazy things people say on Twitter, or I've talked to just living in Atlanta regarding our Atlanta Falcons and say, are they an overreaction, or they are not an overreaction, they're actually true. So let's jump into the first one, which is very bizarre. Bear with me. This got a little bit of a track yesterday on Twitter, and I think it's completely wrong. So there is a tweet out right now that says Matt Ryan is going to demand a trade. There's a tweet out there. I'll summarize it for you by some unknown person who's tried to break things in the past, not necessarily an insider, but essentially says a source told me, not me, the person, that Matt Ryan is planning a Julio Jones-like coup where he's going to demand a trade at the trade deadline and get out of Atlanta. People I've talked to have said this is a complete BS overreaction. This is not true. This is not going to happen. And so if you did see this on Twitter, I want to put your thought process to bed. Matt Ryan is not going to do this. Like, if any quarterback was going to stage a coup where he's like, Julio Jones, trade me or else, it's not going to be Matt Ryan. Matt Ryan makes way too much money in Atlanta. He loves the city of Atlanta too much. And he's, listen, already on a football team. Like, if this would have been at the NFL draft this year, it would have actually made a little bit of sense because Matt would want to get to a new team, have a full offseason, and then start with the Dolphins or the Broncos, whoever would have to trade for him. Right now, though, 4 weeks in, no quarterback wants to be traded halfway through, a quarter way through a season because they're not going to be able to have time to learn the playbook. Like, we've seen this in the past in the National Football League. They don't have time to gain, chemistry with their wide receivers, figure out their offensive line, and learn a new playbook. This is just ridiculous BS being spouted by some random Twitter user that got way too many retweets to the point that I saw it. And if I see your tweet, that means it's probably blown up way further than it actually should be. So I would not worry about this. I'd be shocked if this were to happen. I don't see it happening at all, but we still have to mention it because a lot of people are asking me on Twitter, on my Twitter account, @RealThomasMott. Pin comment down below. There'll be a quick ad break. Answer this question, though. If a team did offer something for Matt Ryan at the trade deadline, a couple of weeks away, would you trade him? Like, if. I mean, this is a massive if. Would you? Type 1 down below for yes. If you would not, go down below, type N. All right, next overreaction here. Arthur Smith is a bad coach. And I got tweeted this a ton over the weekend saying, Arthur Smith's a bad head coach, Thomas. You keep defending Arthur Smith. Like, this is ridiculous. He does not have the team or the city behind him. Like, this is so sad. I think this is an overreaction as well. I think Arthur Smith is a good head coach. And I think the past weekend has shown that he's starting to figure things out. We got to remember he's a rookie head coach. Look around the rest of the National Football League at these successful rookie head coaches. There's one of them really in L.A. He's a Chargers head coach, just simply because he has a really good roster. And I think he's a good head coach as well. The rest of them are struggling mightily. Not to mention Urban Meyer, which is a whole different story, but Robert Saleh is having a rough time. Like, being a rookie head coach means you're inheriting a very bad football team, like, unless you are the Chargers, right? And so I think that right now, when we talk about what has happened the first 4 games, there's been a lot of bad. We can be for week 1 was really bad. The defense was really bad week 2. The offense couldn't figure it out in week 3. Week 4, at least from an Arthur Smith perspective, was his best week. Like, the offense was really, really good. The play calling was very good. The ball distribution was really, really good. Besides that one final drive before the actual final drive where they ran the football twice and then threw a screen, I thought Arthur Smith had a really good game overall. And I think that he's slowly figuring out what to do in terms of calling plays to make this offense move. And I think the Falcons are going to start to play a little bit better over the next couple of weeks. The Jets game is a get-right game for the Falcons. They had the same record, but this is a game for Arthur Smith to really get a win, come back to Atlanta, then go to the bye week, and then finish out the rest of these next couple of games in terms of the easy schedule and get this team and this ship righted. They can be 500 in just a couple of weeks. They can be 4-3 maybe by the start of November. So I don't think he's a bad head coach. I think he's getting a bad rap on a bad football team with a bad defense, Dean Peeves, and is slowly figuring out what he needs to do in order to make this team successful. They got a lot better this past week. They should have won. They did not. That still lies in the head coach, but I definitely think it's an overreaction that he is a bad head coach. It's just too early to tell. You guys think they're going to beat the Jets this week? Man, they better, or else we're going to be changing our opinion on this. I think they're going to beat the Jets. Type 1 down below for yes. I think they won't. Type 2 down below for no. Next reaction I got on Twitter was the Falcons should have drafted a cornerback. This is not an overreaction. I'm really starting to think that corner might have been the right choice. I'm not, throwing in the towel on Kyle Pitts. I think that they are slowly figuring out how to use him. He's figuring out to be an NFL tight end. I said that on Sunday that if Kyle Pitts is a baller next year, we're going to forget about this question all in all. But between the defense being really, really bad and the cornerbacks that were available at number 4, it really is like, man, Patrick Surtain and J.C. Horn would have been really good. And that's the one problem I have right now as someone covering the Falcons is that Kyle Pitts is fun, and maybe he's going to eventually be, an unstoppable force at tight end, but a great cornerback, they just don't happen very often. And you could have made this defense, which gave up a ton of points through the air, and the cornerback seems to be an issue. You could have really solved some problems by drafting a cornerback. I'm not saying that we're going to, the jury's out on Kyle Pitts because it's, we still got time, but I do think that drafting a cornerback might have been the right idea. I don't think that that's an overreaction at all. I ask you guys this. I mean, it's a little ridiculous to ask this question, and I don't want to, be too dramatic, but do you think Kyle Pitts is a bust? Is there anyone out there that thinks that he is through 4 games? I don't. I think this guy has plenty of time to figure out how to be a good quarterback, tight end in the National Football League. I don't think Kyle Pitts is a bust. If you do, let me know down below in the comments section. We're going to keep going here. One quick shout out to our friends at Manscaped. Manscaped.com. Use the promo code Falcons. Get 20% off your first order plus free shipping on the new Lawnmower 4.0. Now, they sent me a while ago the Lawnmower 3.0, and I still have that one. It's absolutely fantastic. But the 4.0, I'm getting envy right now. I hope they send me the 4.0. The 4.0 has a much better battery. It has an adjustable in terms of guard, in terms of actually changing what size you want to cut the hair, and of course the LED light as well. It's the best male grooming tool you can possibly get. The 3.0 is fantastic. The 4.0 is going to be even better. Jump in on this deal right now. Manscaped.com. Use the promo code Falcons. Get that 20% off plus free shipping on your first order of any of their great Manscaped products. Next overreaction here. This one is a little bit of an overreaction, but kind of true. So Patterson's the best playmaker on this team. It's an overreaction because he shouldn't be. Now, he had a really good game, and I think that he's the best gadget what's the term here? I think he's the best gadget player that they have, and the one that you really need to worry about from a defensive perspective because they can use him in so many different ways. But Calvin Ridley should still be the best playmaker on this team, and Calvin Ridley's the guy that needs to start picking up the pace. Ridley was better this past week because he was very much MIA the first couple of weeks, but I think that Ridley needs to emerge as the number 1 wide receiver. We shouldn't be having a conversation between Cordarrelle Patterson, for as great as he's been, and Calvin Ridley, who makes big baller bucks as the number 1 wide receiver in the National Football League. Ridley's got to step up his game. Credit to Patterson. Not saying that he's, right now, currently, he should be the best playmaker in the team, according to the statistics, but Ridley really needs to be that guy. They need to find a way to get both of them the football, give Kyle Pitts the football. I think they're starting to figure that out, as I said, but right now, Ridley should still be your number 1 wide receiver, regardless of how great Patterson has been the past couple of weeks. Final one here, and this goes to show, and this, I should say, goes with the, living in Atlanta and talking to a lot of Falcon fans. Falcons fans are fair weather. And this was tweeted out a ton on Sunday because there was nobody at Mercedes-Benz Stadium. The stadium was absolutely maybe half full, and a majority of them were Washington football team fans. So people were saying, oh my gosh, the Falcons are, all the fans are just fair weather. To me, still an overreaction. I think the Atlanta Falcon fans are tired of losing. And I think that a lot of people in Atlanta, when asked if they want to go to a Falcons game to pay $300 plus parking plus food to watch their team lose as they keep doing, they don't want to do it. And I think ticket prices are way too expensive at Mercedes-Benz Stadium. Arthur Blank needs to bring those down because the team is not selling tickets right now, and I think that this is not a case of fair weather fans, it's frustrated fans. These fans want to watch a winning football team, and they've been trying to get one for the past couple of years. In the past 3 years, they've had nothing but disappointment, and honestly, why would you want to pay for that? Seriously, why would you want to pay $400 to go waste the Sunday, waste your Sunday to watch the Falcons lose? Until they start winning, it's going to stay empty, and I think that that's not a case of fair weather. It's a case of simply frustration. Now, hopefully they can start to win. I'm thinking maybe, that Panther game on October 31st on Halloween can be one where maybe they are back to 500 with a chance to go ahead and get to 4-3. That's going to be a little bit more full. But they have a lot of road games coming up here, and so it looks like we won't be seeing them at the Benz for the next couple of weeks. But I do think that they can start winning some football games that, the stadium's going to fill up. It's not a fair weather case. They're still watching on TV or listening on the radio. They just don't want to spend their hard-earned money on a team that has disappointed them a lot over the past couple of seasons, and honestly, I understand that. Now, I think if they go on a run here, and they get to 3-3, and maybe Carolina 4-3, then the fans are going to start to come back, and again, it's not being fair weather, it's just them just being frustrated and wanting to see good football being played on the field. All right, comment ATL if you guys still love the Falcons. Like, yeah, I know we're frustrated right now, but if you're still a ride or die dirty bird, comment ATL down below in the comment section to show your love to the Atlanta Falcons. All right, all the time we have for today on our Atlanta Falcons Week 4 overreaction video. As I mentioned earlier, I'll say it again, a mailbag video coming up in the next couple of days, probably Friday or Saturday, depending on what day I can get to it. So go down below right now and help me out. Ask a question. I'm going to take 6 or 7 as I do every single video, but you got to go down below right now, type the hashtag Falcons, the way I can find it. I can do a little Command F search and find the actual comment, and then ask any question that you want related to our Falcons. And more likely than not, if you're subscribed, I'll go ahead and pull it and then talk about it, and you'll be featured on our next mailbag video. So go down below and subscribe, that way you can jump in on the action. All right, all the time for today on our Atlanta Falcons Week 4 video. Of course, I'm your host, Thomas Mott, as we are out of time. Signing off. It's raining in Atlanta this week. If you're in Atlanta, stay safe out there for the rest of your day.